How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man, and welcome back to another episode of What Will I Be Watching? The show that I do at the end of every season of anime where we sit down together, just chill out, and look at some of the anime that will be airing from the upcoming season. Not only will we be sitting down and looking at it, but we will be talking about it, giving our first impressions based on the stuff that we have been shown through the lovely folks over at livechat.me. Thank you guys every month. As I mentioned, this is my first impressions. Sometimes I'm right about them, sometimes I'm wrong about them. But the point is that we're sitting down and we're having an early discussion about the shows that we might possibly be watching for next season. And as you know, 2018 is almost at an end, so naturally we will be looking at the winter 2019 anime. This will be the first batch of anime from the brand new year of 2019. A year that sounds so weird to say, and yet in a matter of a few weeks we'll be saying it like it's a natural thing to do. I'll leave the link to the livechat.me website down in the description below so you guys can look along, but without further ado, let's begin! Alright, up first we have Tate no Yusha Nariyagari. Now this is a series that I have heard of. I've actually read a little bit of the first volume of the light novel series. As you can see, it's based off the light novel series. I think the English title is Rising of the Shield Hero? I think that's what it's called. Don't really remember a lot of it. I've only read like almost all of the first volume over at Bookwalker. By the way, you guys can do the same. If you go over to global.bookwalker.com, use the coupon code TheAnimeMan or TheAnimeMan2 to save some money off of your purchase. Go do that right now. Links in the description. But if you can't be bothered to read the light novel, then good thing for you is that the anime will be coming out. It says here, note, first episode is a 1 hour special and will premiere on select streaming services and ATX ahead of regular broadcast. I don't know what ATX is, but for those of you who don't know, let's read the synopsis. Naofumi Iwatani, an uncharismatic otaku who spends his days on games and manga, suddenly finds himself summoned to a parallel universe. Sounds like every good isekai series, alright? As you can see, pretty standard isekai, light novel, fantasy, you know, drama, comedy, action, that kind of shit. You know, we've seen it so much over the past years. It's still surprising to me that the isekai genre hasn't died yet. I thought for sure it was just a fad in the anime community. My god, this fad has been going on for quite a while, let's just say that. But I've actually read the first volume of this, and it's not really surprising that this is #1 on the popularity poll of this, or the popularity list of this particular website. I always sort it by popularity, and I was a little bit shocked at first, because, you know, it's like, oh, it sounds like your general isekai if you've never actually read the light novel. But for those of you who have read the light novel, then you'll know that this is a pretty standard isekai, but it's really well written. I am not exactly a huge fan of isekai stuff, especially the recent isekai stuff, but I actually had quite a lot of fun reading the first volume of Tate no Yusha, so you know, it'd be kind of interesting to see how the anime adaptation is going to go. I mean, you know, last season, or I guess the current season that's airing right now by the time you're watching this video, you know, we had stuff like Tensei Stara Tsudaime ni Natta Ken, which, again, in my first impressions, I made it out to be just your standard isekai series, but that turned out to be a really beloved and very popular series of that season. But yeah, Kinema Citrus is going to be doing it. I feel like I've heard that studio before, but I couldn't tell you. But yeah, definitely keen to check out this anime when it comes out. Up next, we have Mob Psycho 100 2, Season 2 of the legendary Mob Psycho 100 by One Sensei, the guy who brought you the legendary One Punch Man. It's kind of hilarious to think that Mob Psycho 100 is getting a Season 2 before One Punch Man is, considering Mob Psycho 100 Season 1 came out after One Punch Man Season 1, so looks like us One Punch Man fans have to wait a little bit longer for Season 2, but in the meantime, we can enjoy some more Mob Psycho 100. I really enjoyed the first season of Mob Psycho 100. It was visually absolutely fucking beautiful. It looks like Bone Studios is back at it again with this one. It says here the world premiere is going to be at Anime New NYC on November 17th, 2018, which happened already. It happened like over a month ago. I wasn't there for that, unfortunately, but if you were, then let me know how it was, without spoiling anything, obviously, in the comments below. But let's read the synopsis. Kageyama Shigeo, aka Mob, is a boy who has trouble expressing himself, but who happens to be a powerful esper. Mob is determined to live a normal life and keeps his ESP suppressed, but when his emotions surge to a level of 100%, something terrible happens to him. As he's surrounded by false espers, evil spirits, and mysterious organizations, what will Mob think? What choices will he make? I mean, I'm sure most of you know already about Mob Psycho 100. If you haven't, highly recommend it. So you have a little bit of time before Mob Psycho 100 Season 2 starts. Alright, up next we have another Season 2 of another relatively popular and well-received show, Kakiguri. Kakiguri XX, I guess that means Season 2. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Kakiguri anime. I much prefer the manga, if anything else, but the anime was still pretty decent adaptation. A lot of people, you know, saw a lot of problems with Kakiguri. I personally didn't have a lot of problems with Kakiguri. I just kind of had a little bit more of an issue with its anime adaptation. But in terms of story, Kakiguri is really fucking fun. If you're into your gambling style anime series, then Kakiguri is the way to go. It's basically just, you know, your standard like Kaiba kind of stuff, or Kaiji rather, kind of stuff with hot girls. Although Kaiji, you know, is definitely a lot more on the gambling side of things than Kakiguri is. Kakiguri is definitely taking that kind of Kaiji style of gambling and really bringing it into the mainstream a lot more, making it definitely a lot more aesthetic thanks to Mappa Studios. I'm not really gonna say a whole lot about this one. I'm just gonna go watch season 1 of Kakiguri. Again, you have a little bit of time before Kakiguri season 2 comes out. I'm probably going to check it out, considering I did finish Kakiguri season 1 and I have read ahead in the manga, so I probably already know what's going to happen in season 2, but it'd be interesting to see if Mappa has stepped up their animation game in any way since season 1. Okay, up next we have Date A Live season 3, which I honestly couldn't give two shits about, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what it is about Date A Live that I just found so boring. I don't know what it is. Like, you know, the first season of Date A Live, I managed to finish all of it, but it wasn't like a raging like, oh my god, this show is awesome kind of thing. And Date A Live season 2, I actually dropped it about 3 or 4 episodes in, just because I didn't really see the show going anywhere interesting or anywhere to my liking. So it's honestly surprising that Date A Live is getting another season. I can think of so many other similar types of light novels that I would much prefer to see an adaptation of than Date A Live. But yeah, I guess there are enough fans, at least in Japan and in the West, for Date A Live to get a season 3. I'm gonna skip out on this one, but let me know, Date A Live fans, how it is. Okay, this one I'm really fucking excited for, but I'm also equally fucking terrified, and that's Yakusoku no Neverland, Promised Neverland, Shonen Jump's new shining light, the new era Shonen Jump's crowning achievement. I've caught up on the manga, and it is fucking amazing. Like, that show is so not Shonen Jump, which is what makes it a really interesting entry in the Shonen Jump catalog. This is the kind of shit that you would see in seinen style manga, and not really in the shonen side of things. It's taking kind of the horror elements and psychological elements of, you know, series like Liar Game and Death Note, and a lot of psychological trickery involved, but with the exciting and, I guess, action-packed thrill that a lot of shonen manga gives you. A lot of people have been looking forward to an anime adaptation of this. I'm kind of terrified though, because knowing how the series goes, and knowing how, I guess, very dialogue heavy the show can get, I don't know how many people are actually going to be into this. I don't know if Cloverworks is going to be able to properly adapt it and really like bring the world of Yakusoku no Neverland out into the screen and make it just as horrifying and just as high stakes as the manga managed to do. I mean, fuck. We're just gonna have to pray and hope in this case, but if you guys don't know anything about it, let's read the synopsis. Emma, Norman, and Ray are the brightest kids at the Greenfield House Orphanage, and under the care of the woman they refer to as Mum, all the kids have enjoyed a comfortable life. Good food, clean clothes, and the perfect environment to learn. What more could an orphan ask for? One day though, Emma and Norman uncover the dark truth of the outside world they are forbidden from seeing. And I'm glad that whoever wrote this synopsis, Viz Media, you lovely folks over at Viz know how to fucking do it. You wrote that synopsis in such a perfect way to not spoil it, because there are so many fucking plot twists that are absolutely insane in this show. And I'm glad that Viz went out of the way to not mention any of those in the synopsis. So all I'm gonna say is, if you're watching this in the future perhaps, and you know, this anime adaptation happens to be perhaps shit, who knows? I don't know at this time. All I'm gonna say is, just go read the manga, alright? Just go read the manga. The manga is fucking amazing. All I'm hoping for right now is just that the anime is just as amazing as the manga. Alright, up next we have Kaguya-sama wa kokurasetai tensai tachi no renai zunou-sen. A1's back at it again. It's based off a manga series, comedy, psychological, romance, school seinen. So, okay, I think this is the first entry in this list that I've never heard of. And I'm digging the art style. It's a little unorthodox, especially from A1 standards. You know, A1 seems to have a lot more of a roundish kind of style. That guy looks like fucking Walker from Durarara for some reason. I don't know if I'm the only one that sees that. But yeah, the art style looks kind of interesting. Let's read the synopsis. All's fair when love is war. Two geniuses, two brains, two hearts, one battle. Who will confess their love first? Kaguya Shinomiya and Miyuki Shirogane are two geniuses who stand atop their prestigious academy's school student council, making them the elite among elite. But it's lonely at the top and each have fallen for each other. Oh, okay. There's just one huge problem standing in the way of the lovey-dovey bliss. They're both too prideful to be the first to confess their romantic feelings and thus become the loser in the competition of love. And so begins their daily schemes to force the other to confess first. Ooh! That kind of sounds up my alley, not gonna lie. I have like a little bit of me that's really into the romance styled stuff, and when you're able to make, you know, a very simple sounding, you know, just two people falling in love with each other, and kind of put like a little bit of a gimmick into it, where it's like, it's not a matter of, oh, who's going to be the first one to confess, but rather, who's going to be the first one to force the other to confess. See, that's interesting. That now there's a conflict, now there's some confusion involved, and I can already tell that this is going to result in some very hilarious hijinks, some kind of cute moments. I don't know, I'm surprised I'd never heard of this manga up until now, but I guess it's getting an adaptation, and I'm honestly kind of looking forward to it. I hope it's going to be another one of those, you know, romance series that I can write in the books as one of the greats of 2019. Alright, up next we have Domestic na Kanojo. Now, I've heard of this manga series, but I've only ever heard the name. I don't know anything about it. Don't know if it's going to be good in any way, so let's read the synopsis. High schooler Natsuo is hopelessly in love with his cheerful and popular teacher, Hina. However, one day, at a mixer, he meets a moody girl by the name of Dui, and ends up sleeping with her. Oh shit, okay, we're getting balls deep immediately. Alright, I see my boy. Soon after, his father announces that he's getting remarried to a woman with two daughters of her own, and who shows up in tow other than both Hina and Dui? Natsuo's outrageous new life starts now. Wow. Does that not sound like a more fucked up version of Kiss Sis? Kiss Sis is like kind of ended up in the same situation, but they never really like went into full details as to how that happened. This is more like a fucked up dramatic, you know, a lot more mature side of shows like that. That's interesting. Unfortunately though, whoever fucking chose this image is a piece of shit, because I cannot see any of the fucking characters in this. Like, they probably just look like pixels to you right now. Like Thomas, zoom in on that shit. Can you see anything there? Because I sure fucking can't. But yeah, it's going to be done by Diamedia, who usually do pretty alright with any kind of adaptation. But that kind of sounds interesting. I'm surprised that it's labeled as a shonen, considering the whole he sleeps with a fucking girl and is falling in love with his teacher. That sounds a lot more like in the seinen sides of things. Gonna have to check this one out actually, because it seems again kind of up my alley as more of a guilty pleasure type of series. Alright, up next we have Gotobun no Hanayome. Another one that I've never heard of. A lot of manga adaptations, which is good to see. Last year I feel we had too many light novel adaptations, or last couple of years we've had too many light novel adaptations, so it's good to see a lot more manga adaptations kind of coming into the forefront. This is done by Tezuka Productions, and you know, from the looks of it, like unlike the last one, I can actually see what the characters look like. Hey, that shit looks cute as fuck. So let's read the synopsis. One day, a poor high school second year named Uesugi Futaro comes across a private tutoring gig with good pay, but his pupils are his classmates, and they're quintuplets. Damn, son. Fucking fivesome coming up, my boy. What? And who the fuck? Why did you have to stutter in the fucking synopsis? And they're all gorgeous girls, but they're also troublemakers who hate to study and are on the verge of flunking out. Oh no. And his first task is simply gaining the sisters' trust. Every day is a party. The curtain is rising on the Nakano Quintuplets quirky romantic comedy with 5 times the cute. Who the fuck wrote this synopsis? Any DB. Thanks, guys. Okay, I just noticed as well that I think this is the first one that's labeled as a harem. And you know what? I can start to see why. This is going to be an interesting series. I feel it's going to be kind of cute, a lot more comedy-centered. You know, there are a lot of people who are into those kinds of very easy to get into types of harem shows. I myself do enjoy my good fair share of harem, so I think I'm going to enjoy this one. Alright, up next is, I'm not going to say a whole lot about this, Psychic Sono Sinan Conclusion, which I think is So the second or third season of Saikiko no Saina. I don't remember if there was 2 seasons of Saikiko. I remember the first season was really fucking long. It was like 60 episodes or something. And nobody fucking watched it because, of course, no one's gonna watch 5-minute specials, right? But if you really enjoy your comedy, I highly recommend Saikiko no Saina. That show is fucking hilarious. It's done by a manga artist that I've loved for a very long time. I've loved all of his works, Saikiko included. And it's just really hilarious, really fun visual comedy. And it's cool to see that, you know, although this will be the final season, as it says there, the conclusion to the series, I'm glad that at least the entire series is going off in a bang. So JC Staff did really, really fucking well with the first season, and I'm sure this one's going to be great as well. Definitely checking this one out. Okay, up next we have Hataraku Seibo Kaze Shokogun, which I believe is the... Oh, okay, I thought it was a season 2 of Hataraku Seibo, but I guess it's just a 1-episode TV special. Damn, the fact that a 1-episode TV special is this high up on the list just goes to show how fucking popular Hataraku Seibo was. Damn. I mean, I still haven't finished Hataraku Seibo season 1, but I've enjoyed it really, like, a lot thus far. So, you know, this is only 1 episode. I think I'm going to check it out. Alright, up next we have Dororo. Now, I believe this is a manga series done by the legendary Tezuka Osamu. Considering it's Tezuka Productions is going to be part of this with Mappa, I think I read somewhere that Dororo was going to get an adaptation. I've read the manga, only a little bit of the manga. Now, if you guys don't know, Tezuka Osamu is considered the father of manga. He is the guy who popularized manga. Series like Astro Boy, Phoenix, and Dororo is one of them. And it's kind of incredible to see that something done by Tezuka Osamu, a guy who lived and made manga like over 50 years ago, is getting another anime adaptation. That's fucking insane. And it's Mappa Studios, so you know this shit's gonna be dope. The genres are action, adventure, demons, historical, shonen, supernatural. I do remember hearing that Dororo is within Tezuka Osamu's, I guess, works. Dororo is definitely more on the darker side of things. It's definitely not as poppy and as family friendly as Astro Boy was. It's definitely leaning more towards the Phoenix side of things. So yeah, first episode premieres on Amazon Prime Video in Japan ahead of broadcasting. Well, unfortunately, not a lot of people watching this video probably have Amazon Prime Video, so you know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. But without further ado, let's read the synopsis. A samurai lord has bartered away his newborn son's organs to 48 demons in exchange for dominance on the battlefield. Yet, the abandoned infant survives thanks to a medicine man who equips him with primitive prosthetics, lethal ones, with which the wronged son will use to hunt down the multitude of demons to reclaim his body one piece at a time, before confronting his father. On his journeys, the young hero encounters an orphan who claims to be the greatest thief in Japan. Does that not sound like some fucking badass shit? Because I am sure as hell gonna check this one out. And you know what? If it ends up sucking, which I really hope it doesn't, because Mappa has usually pulled through some pretty great stuff over the last couple of years, and Tezuka Productions is gonna be having their back, this is going to be some dope shit. I just hope that, you know, this series will kind of bring more light towards Tezuka Osamu's other works, like Astro Boy, Phoenix, all those other ones. Blackjack was another one that he did. They're all fantastic manga series, so please give them a read. Alright, up next we have Mon Idea Forenza. I legitimately thought that said malaria, friends. I'm sorry. Is that offensive? I'm not sure. Okay, so this is based off a game. Oh, Cygames Pictures. Okay, so this is a Cygames work. Now, Cygames, I believe, did Grand Blue Fantasy, originally scheduled for 2016, but was postponed. Wow. Okay, wow. Damn. That means it was postponed for fucking 3 years. Jesus Christ. I wonder why it was postponed. Huh. Well, anyway, let's read the synopsis. Anime adapting the Minaria Mahou Gakuin Mysteria Academy in the English version event within the Rage of Bahamut social game. Oh, okay, so it's based off Rage of Bahamut, right? Yes, which is a Cygames game. Wow, that literally gave us nothing. So literally, this is going to be an anime adaptation for fans of Rage of Bahamut or any, you know, Cygames fans. I wouldn't say I'm a Cygames fan per se, but I mean, sure, it's 15 minutes per episode, so check it out, maybe see what it's like. See how it goes. Okay, this one I'm fucking pumped for, my boy. Boogie Pop Phantom. They're remaking Boogie Pop Phantom. I'm so fucking happy about this, my dude. Okay, so to explain, Boogie Pop Phantom is a light novel series, I believe from the late 90s. It's a pretty old light novel series, but it is considered an incredibly influential light novel series. Absolutely brilliant. I fucking love it. I read all of the Boogie Pop series in light novel form. I don't exactly remember. I think Boogie Pop had an anime adaptation in the early 2000s. Thomas, you might have to, you know, correct me on screen right now if that's the case, because I don't want to look like too much of an idiot, but it looks like Madhouse has come back to fucking re-adapt Boogie Pop Phantom. Old school, like, light novel fans or Boogie Pop fans watching this video are probably just fucking jizzing all over the screen right now, and I completely understand. I am jizzing on the screen with you guys, but if you guys don't know what this is about, let's read the synopsis. There is an urban legend that children tell one another about a shinigami that can release people from the pain they may be suffering. This angel of death has a name, Boogie Pop, and the legends are true. Boogie Pop is real. When a rash of disappearances involving female students breaks out at Shinyo Academy, the police and faculty assume they just have a bunch of runaways on their hands. But Nagi Kiriman knows better. Something mysterious and foul is afoot. Is it Boogie Pop or something more sinister? You know what? I'm not going to say anymore. I know that this adaptation is going to be fucking lit, because it's Boogie Pop Phantom, it's Madhouse, it's the new year of 2019. This is like legitimately like the first like proper like horror mystery psychological show that we're getting, like full frontal, no BS horror mystery psychological shit that we're getting. It's gonna be amazing. I just hope, I just pray to Jeebus Christ that this adaptation is A, good, and B, is going to be good enough to get people to go and read the Boogie Pop series, light novels, which you can get, again, over at Bookwalker. Use my coupon code TheAnimeMan2 to get some free money, not free money, save some money at checkout. Alright, so do that for me by clicking the first link in the description, alright? Thanks, my boys. Alright, up next we have Revisions, done by Shirogumi, and it's an original by Shirogumi. Wow, okay. All episodes premiere simultaneously on Netflix in Japan January 10th. Oh, okay, so this is a Netflix original. Holy shit. Alright, that's dope, that's dope. Let's check this out. This is a prophecy. Someday the 5 of you will be put into terrible danger, and when that happens, you're the only one who can protect everyone. Daisuke Dojima, a second-year student in high school who was kidnapped when he was younger, experiences a strange phenomenon along with his friends Guy, Lu, Marimari, and Keisaku, Shibuya adrift. The center of the city of Shibuya is transported more than 300 years in the future. The people sent with it find nothing there but vast wastelands and forests dotted with ruins, and hostile beings called Revisions that control massive mechanical monsters. As the monsters tear through Shibuya, someone appears to save the people. A girl with the same name, Milo, as the one who helped Daisuke when he was kidnapped, who looks identical to her as well. She gives Daisuke and his friends weapons called string puppets that they can pilot and tells them to protect Shibuya. Daisuke has spent his whole life believing in the prophecy that Milo gave him when he was kidnapped, and he's overjoyed that the time has come at last and at the power he's gained. But the kidnapping incident tore the 5 childhood friends apart. An isolated city, an unknown enemy, an uncertain past, and a prophecy of the future. The children fight the future to bring back the present. No matter what, they're going home. Damn, dude, that sounds fucking lit, not gonna lie. This legitimately sounds like a full frontal, like, mecha series. Like, we're going back to the OGs with this shit. Like, we had Boogie Pop Phantom, which went back to the OGs of horror and mystery. Now, Revisions looks like it's gonna be a Netflix original that's bringing the OG mecha back. Dude, that sounds lit. I mean, I love my mecha. I love my classic mecha, like, no BS mecha. This is gonna be great. I mean, Netflix, again, have been fucking killing it this year. If they're riding on that wave correctly, then they're just gonna kill it next year. And this might be one of them that will definitely kickstart their year off, as something like Devilman Crybaby did in 2018. So, hoping to the Netflix gods that they'll bring us something good. Alright, up next we have Mahou Shoujo Tokushu Sen Asuka, okay, by Leiden Films. This is a drama magic seinen. Wow, okay, very bare bones genres right here. Based off of manga, again. Good to see some more manga adaptations happening. Let's read the synopsis. When the Earth is threatened by the sudden appearance of undead creatures, a group of young women blessed with powers from a mysterious source rose to defeat them. Now, after 3 years of apparent peace, the same malevolent creatures have resurfaced. 5 magical girls are once again conscripted to war as the Magic Girls Special Ops Force to defend mankind from an unholy nemesis. That sounds pretty simple. I'm not exactly a huge fan of the whole, like, you know, magical girl type stuff. I'm very apparent when it comes to magical girl stuff. Like, there are only really like a select few types of magical girl shows that I'll really fucking get into. I don't know if this is going to be one of them, but it's worth giving a go. Okay, I just needed to fucking say this because I don't know why this is here at all, judging from the such smaller amount of information we've got right now. New TypeMoon anime. What the fuck could that be? So if you don't know, guys, TypeMoon is the developers of the Fate franchise. So Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, Fate Grand Order. And apparently TypeMoon are trying to make a new anime. Is it set for this year? Who the fuck knows? We won't know. I guess it's going to get announced December 31st. So it could be this coming season, or it just could be sometime in 2019. Again, why did they put this here? But either way, kind of keen. Huge fan of Fate series. I like everything that TypeMoon has done, so hopefully we'll hear some good news from them sometime next year. Oh god. Alright, so... shit. Persona 5 the animation, Dark Sun. Great, we're getting another Persona 5 anime adaptation. Why? Just why? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Persona 5 is one of my favorite JRPGs of, I'd say, the past 10 years. Absolutely fucking amazing JRPG. I beat it like 4 or 5 times. Fucking amazing game. They did an anime adaptation of that sometime in 2018, I believe, which wasn't that great. In fact, it was pretty fucking bland, to say the least. So, why are we getting a season 2? I don't fucking know. Maybe they're making it to promote the, new Persona 5 that's coming out, the dance game Persona 5, the Dancing All Night game that's coming up. Maybe they're making that to promote that, or they're still kind of riding on the Persona 5 train, especially considering that, Joker was announced for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, could be a number of things like that. I just realized as well it's only 1 episode. I don't know. Either way, we really don't need any more Persona 5 animations. We just, give us another Persona game. Or, just shut up until Joker is actually introduced in Smash Bros. Alright? Moving on. Okay, up next we have Dokyonin wa Hiza Tokidoki Atama no Ue. Probably one of the weirdest titles I've ever heard from an anime adaptation. It roughly translates to, my roommate is knees sometimes above my head. What? So it's a comedy slice of life. So first proper slice of life series I think we've seen on this list, done by Zero G Studios. Couldn't really tell you who or what they did, rather. Art style looks alright. That cat I feel is going to be the main character, I think. Fuck, I don't know. Let's read the synopsis. Mystery writer Mikazuki Subaru, who isn't good at dealing with people, finds them to be a disturbance when it comes to building his imaginary world. I feel you. One day he chances upon a stray cat and feels inspiration strike, so he brings the cat home as his muse. Can watching the inexplicable behaviors of a cat form material for a novel? I believe so. I mean, one of the most famous Japanese literacy pieces ever, Natsume Soseki's Wagahei wa Neko de Aru, is all about, told from the perspective of a cat. So, kind of makes sense where they got that. I do like to believe that, the inspiration for this show is, probably coming from Wagahei wa Neko de Aru. Totally wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I mean, this seems like just your very light-hearted slice of life series to kind of just decompress at the end of the day. Maybe, after watching an intense episode of Boogie Pop Phantom, you sit down and just watch an episode of this shit. Yeah, I'm okay with these kinds of shows. Moving on. Oh, okay. This one is kind of interesting. We're getting a season 2 of Piano no Mori. I am a pretty big fan of the manga series. I haven't watched the anime in a very, very long time, but Piano no Mori was a huge inspiration for me to continue doing piano. If you guys don't know, I played classical piano for about 11 years, 12 years, something like that, and reading Piano no Mori just kept me inspired to keep basically playing piano. I love that they're bringing back Piano no Mori. Like, I think this is a fantastic anime series, fantastic manga series that I think, regardless of if you're into music at all or not, definitely worth a read. And another one which I'm pretty fucking excited for is a new season of Ikkitosen Western Wolves. Fuck, I haven't read or seen anything about Ikkitosen in a very fucking long time. I'm sure just seeing Ikkitosen on the screen right now is bringing flashbacks to a lot of fucking people right now. I mean, look at that art, man. I mean, fuck. That's bringing back so many memories of watching Ikkitosen when I was a kid. God damn. Airs monthly on ATX ahead of the Blu-ray DVD release. I mean, no one buys Blu-rays or DVDs. Come on, Japan. But yeah, pretty excited for a new season of Ikkitosen. Moving on. Alright, this one kind of seems a little bit interesting. Watashi ni tenshi ga mai yorita is a comedy shoujo ai. I think this is the first shoujo ai we've seen of this season. Done by Doga Core, based off a 4-comic manga. I mean, not surprising at all. Look at that art style. Look at that, how moified that fucking art style is. You know that shit's gonna be a 4-comic manga, no doubt. But let's read the synopsis. One day, 5th grader Hinata Hoshino brings her friends Hana Shirosaki to her house. And Hinata's sister Miyako, a college student, falls in love with Hana at first sight. sight. Miyako manages to get along with Hana somehow, but her clumsy behavior and shyness makes Hana wary. Even so, Hana gradually opens up to Miyako, who wants to become closer to her. Okay, I feel the sound of it, and I don't know if it's because it's shonen-ai Yuri style thing. I'm getting like a general gist of like a Yuri vibe coming from this, or you know, like a Yushiki vibe. Like it's shows like that which kind of are very comedy centered, but also lean upon shoujo-ai and Yuri tropes to kind of drive their jokes through. And I absolutely have no problem with that. I enjoyed all 3 seasons of Yuri Yuri. I thought that show was fucking hilarious and I loved it. So I'm probably gonna really enjoy this one as well. So yeah. Hopefully it'll be in that vein. If not, I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. Alright, let's check this one out too. Ueno-san wa Bukio. Look at that art style, dude. That is interesting. I mean, you see that kind of art style in manga a lot, but very rarely do you see it in an anime style, like an actual animated style. It's a comedy romance seinen. I'm not really shocked that it's a seinen. A lot of seinen manga seems to have a lot of like... There's been kind of like a trope recently of seinen manga looking like kids manga. And I mean, this is definitely one. I mean, look at that style, dude. But Ueno-san, who is in her 3rd year of junior high school, is in love with the concept of falling in love. She makes full use of her invention and tries to show it off to Tanaka, her science club kohai. Okay, that definitely calls for some definite hijinks. And I'm okay with those kinds of series. Again, like, they can be really fucking funny and really fun at times, so I'm probably gonna check this one out too. It'd be interesting. And I mean, you know, why the fuck not? Let's end it off with this one right here. Papa datte shitai. The shonen-ai yaoi. Look at that shit, my boy. Look at that. Like, goddamn. Getting hard just looking at it. No homo. And I love the studio that's doing it too. Magic Bus. Yeah, hell yeah, they're about to ride the Magic Short Bus, if you know what I'm saying. Normal edition, broadcast on Tokyo MX. Complete edition, streamed on Comic Festa's Anime Zone streams. So Anime Zone, God, are you taking part in a yaoi? There are times I cannot hold it, even if I am a father. University student Asumi came to Naruse household to be a housekeeper for his part-time job. The family consists of a single father and a son Ichika. Among them, the father Naruse is too sexy for Asumi. God fucking damn, he's right. Even if he's not gay, Asumi gets conscious of Keiichi, and when he notices that Keiichi is sexually unsatisfied by noticing him watching adult video in his room, he would unconsciously get tempted to attack him. Naruse-san, you're too sexy for a father with a child. Why did I read that out loud? That's on film forever now. I mean, look, a lot of people are probably judging me. You know, the other half are probably thinking like, oh, Joey's making fun of yaoi. My girls, especially, my girls. I watch yaoi. Don't you fucking worry about that. And you know for damn certain, I'm gonna watch this shit, alright? Like, no joke, no homo, I'm gonna watch this shit. I always enjoy watching yaois because it's something different. And honestly, there have been a few yaois where I genuinely got into it. And you never know, this might be one of them. So why the fuck not? You know for damn sure I'm watching that fucking complete edition, my boy. I want the full service cock and balls in my mouth. Or, I mean, in my eyes. I want to watch it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes as well. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this month's What Will I Be Watching? The winter 2018 to 2019 anime season. Thank you very much for tuning in to the very, very end. Let me know what you guys think about any of the first impressions that I gave to any of these series. And if you are watching along on the livechart.me website, what are some series that you think I should check out that I didn't cover in this particular video that you think looks interesting, or you think I would be into, or you think that other people watching this video might be into? Leave all of that shit down in the commentos below. Also, a very special thank you, as always, to my lovely, lovely patrons for this month. Ian Gardiner, Kai Bowen, Little Thimble, Ray Kabata, Zig Tonanami, Ross, Nightshade, Stefan Saniga, Bogdan Exonenko, Crescentia, Iochi, Chris Turanek, Steve Lamb, and everybody else on my Patreon who supports me every single month. If you'd like to check out any of the rewards that I have over on my Patreon, you'd like to check out any of the things that you might be able to get your lovely weeby hands on by joining in my Patreon, then make sure to click that first link in the description below, or go to patreon.com/theanimeman. And yeah, 2019 looks pretty fucking interesting. I mean, I must admit that I wasn't really like heavily into anime of 2018. I definitely fell behind on a lot of seasons, so I'm hoping that the new year I'll be able to find that spark again to watch as many series as I possibly can. Hopefully I won't be too busy out of my schedule to at least indulge in some of the more interesting looking ones of this season. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Like if you enjoy, subscribe for more new banner, and I'll see you guys next video or whatever I make. Keep watching anime. Ciao now!